Hello world, Zan here with Stairway to Eternity, turn number 15. Let's hop in and see what has gone on. So our conjuration is complete. This should be our conjuration 3, so we can get fire elementals now and actually, do what everyone's expecting us to do. There's a battle in Jorgar, so this is my commander. Red shirt number 2, checking out. Oh man, the Hexajigami. N2. Yamabushis, these are the undisciplined ones. They don't berserk or anything. Hit rather hard for that's not a terrible amount of attack, I'm not gonna lie. Um, morale 11 though. Let's take a look at this. Pause real quick. Okay, so just a big mass of infantry in the middle, heavy infantry, random pikes. These are militia. And then archers. This is Dragami. What's he got? Ethereal, strength, summer. I'll probably be hitting him in the summer. And 2. Okay, so this he'll cast, I guess, swarm. Swarm, I guess. That's not bad at all. Holy cow! I could have taken this. I could have taken this. Well, shoot. Okay. I'll have to come back to it. Oh man, that's great. Misfortune scales, guys. 725 gold. Perfect. That's going to pay for the lab in the fort. Misfortune. Where is this happening at? Right over here. I guess that doesn't really matter. And construction on the fort is. Oh, dang it. Okay, so you're going to hang out here. Just scout. Just hide and wait. Let's see what Naba does. This should be able to win here. Because the birds are going to do annoying bird things. Raiders. Honestly, I have no idea what raiders are. Maybe they're like the foot archers. I'm not sure. 8-ite elite soldiers are actually really good troops. They're these guys with the swords. They're very skilled giants with a pretty strong hit, high defense, and very good armor. Like they're very good units. Foul Swans is interesting. That means he must have his blood eco going early. So we'll see in more detail, I guess, next turn when he comes and takes this throne. I'm not the biggest fan because, come on, like I have 4 provinces bordering it. That throne is mine. Um, but whatever. It is what it is. What I can do then is everyone here turn the heck around. Actually, we don't need Bardo to do it. Get a fat stack of units there. I'll bring these guys too. Why not? They probably won't fight. And then because last time I saw I couldn't bless everyone, I'm going to send these guys. And we can do fire elementals now. So what I'll do is I'll give them 2 gems each. And I'll have them do. I can't even fireball. It's crazy. I'm gonna do Phoenix Fire, so I guess they have better fireflies. I'll have them do. Actually, no, they can't Phoenix Fire at the beginning. At the beginning, we're gonna do 3 blesses. We're gonna do Phoenix Fire, and then just I guess a single fire elemental each, just in case. They'll auto cast it. That's fine. That's fine. I think this is okay. This is overkill. I really don't need to spend these gems because by that time in the fight, I'm hoping my lava warriors will have killed everything. But hey, just in case. Okay, so let's send them there. I'll put these guys in guard commander as well. And I guess that's what the fire elementals could be if some of these guys sneak around the back, the fire elementals can kind of deal with them. Because even though they're tiny, they're gonna have body ethereal, and none of these dudes had magic weapons. Oh man, that's really good. Well, if Asphodel is not here or here. If Asphodel is here, we're gonna bump, and that sucks. Shoot, these spies, you can't. Oh my god, Abyssians are so slow, dude. They're just so slow. Oh, look at that. He can cross 2 provinces. Not into this one. Which is the one I need you to. I need to see what is here. Oh, this is. But I have thaumaturgy. I can't even do astral window. Lord. Good lord. Okay, that's fine. So whatever. If we bump, we bump. I should be able to win because it's going to be heat 3. Well, red shirt number one, you've been a great scout. I don't know what I'm going to do with him now. Hmm. I guess he'll be leading some of our slinger parties when we start blood hunting. Recruiting a mage. Over here, we need to build a lab and upgrade to a castle. We're going to have Hooligan do some preaching. We have another scout here who can, oh geez, I guess start more scouting for Naba. So yeah, you move here, you move here. This is our Armorian scout. And actually, I'm very fine with him just sitting there. That's a good location to keep an eye out on these provinces. Doesn't look like I found any magic sites again. Great. That merman right there, he's building a fort. Okay, we'll move here again. Lycomedes. Oh, that's shenanigans. I'd love to start another fort. I can start another fort. Excellent. I'm building all of these forts real quick to take advantage of their administration bonus and just to kind of have secure spots that I can move out of because, man, you're just watching this happen. I've been planning on taking this throne forever, but Abyssians are so slow. So I need to have some sort of force projection in each of these forts. And that's going to kind of expand in a sphere. So like the next fort I'd be building is probably this one. And then from there I can build the one over here in Renthdale. For now, Malthus, pretty beefy army. He can search, and next turn he can maybe preach. But I guess these two would be my next forts. Renthdale, man, it is such a faraway province. It's crazy. This one probably has that brigand lair. And yeah, I think that's it for the turn. We can start. See, Bardo can just wait here. We'll have red shirt number one coming in. I know I said I was going to blood hunt here. I might blood hunt here just because that's where my patrollers are. And now that I'm at least, the research targets I can survive the game with, somewhat, I can afford at least one of these guys. This guy's crippled. So if he gets in a fight, he won't be able to run. So I'll send this guy Belbu. I'll send Belbu up here to start blood hunting. And debating if I want to send another one. How's my research? It's still pretty bad. It's turn 15. I'm at 133. Like, this is hot garbage. Get it? Abysia? Hot. Please like and subscribe. Don't leave because it's fun. Yeah, so I think I'll just send him to start blood hunting on his own. He should provide enough slaves for the baby warlocks to build dowsing rods. And then once the dowsing rods are done, I'll send one of these guys with two dowsing rods. So one for themselves and one for Belbu. And that's probably enough to hunt on its own, that one province. We'll see how that goes. Okay, now we're doing 133 a turn. Ideally, I would love to get, construction 6 and just shoot out the lightless lanterns and equip all of these anathemates with it and all of the warlocks with it. Maybe not the warlocks, but the anathemates. Okay, so the next thing I would need, if I were to go to war with Asphodel, fire drakes are fantastic because they breathe fire. It's just a cone of flame, and that would just be great against them. Different to like the salamanders, this is not a cone. This is a square that's going to get blown up. What else could I use? An alteration. Solar eclipse would be very good. Incinerate would be very good. That's it. Okay, so I would need to go all the way to alteration 5. Let me see if I do earth, because I can build earth boots now. Well, if I had the gems, I could build earth boots. In earth, again, this will be kind of rough. Yeah, nothing here is really good until. I mean, destruction technically wouldn't hurt me as much because I have the bark skin dudes. Iron Warriors is really good. Mobs of the Earth is good, but they're giants. Okay, so in alteration, there's really nothing for me. Let me see, just in case. Astral? No, there's nothing for me in alteration until alteration 5 and where I get solar eclipse, and this is huge. That solar eclipse would win me an early war against Naba because they can't see in the dark. It would actually be very necessary against Naba because these guys here, let me go check them. The Ada elite soldiers. A swing for 23. My guys have I think about 24 defense, and this is going to connect every time. 13 attack, and my dude's berserking will have practically 0 defense. So as these guys swing, it's probably going to connect. They have very high morale, so they'll go through the all. So like these are not good units to throw up against the lava warriors. And you know what? Even if I put them in the dark, they get a -3. They still might hit. So I don't think Solar Eclipse is the play for Naba. If I was fighting, huh, realistically, Solar Eclipse is not going to drop. Is not going to make it so that people can't hit my lava warriors. But maybe it would be better against Satis with Tridents. It's just rough. It's normally a good spell, but I don't think it's going to help against my enemies that have very hard-hitting units. I need something else. Something else that would be fantastic would probably Prison of Fire. This would be great. I think that would be a good. This is a potential research path, um, especially because it gets me closer to these two. And I know a lot of people don't use these spells, but as Abysia, Pyre of Catharsis is kind of like if I had Pyre of Catharsis right now and very important and one Fire Booster, I can cast it on this guy and it will remove his disease. So that's one way of countering the fact that my mages are old. The Fire mages can cast Pyre of Catharsis, the Blood mages can cast Blood Feast, and then they're all effectively immortal. Raging Hearts is a way to pretty much turn off someone's capital because I can afford it as Abysia. Like if I can technically cast it 7 times right now. It's 60 unrest each time. Um, yeah, it's enough to turn off someone's capital for a little bit. What else? So this is the legitimate research target, Prison of Fire. This is legitimate right here. If it accidentally hits my units, odds are they're berserking, and they just break through the morale check. And then the fire damage, there's going to be no fire damage. We're Abyssians. We don't care. All right, let's try evocation. This is obviously the fire tree. Let's see. Burning Hands, Fire Darts, Flame Bolts, these are all garbage too. Flame Bolt is particularly annoying because they like casting this, even though it only hits one person. Like Sulfur Haze is amazing, but that's something they're going to cast on me. They're going to cast Sulfur Haze on me, and half the time it's going to do nothing, and half the time it's going to poison me, which is bad. Flare and Fire Blast, these are both kind of bad. Fire Blast is acceptable, but Flare's pretty bad because it's very heavy fatigue. And what it'll do is put people to sleep. Fireball used to be worse. It's a lot better now that the aim calculations is better. Fire Cloud would be fantastic. Even though they have very high armor, it hits a lot, and it does nothing to me. So Fire Cloud, this one's also legitimate. Falling Fires is also legitimate. They're both really good. The argument against them is their AoE 3+, and AoE 3+, and so is Prison of Fire. And here's the difference. If I cast Prison of Fire on a bunch of giants, they're not going to be able to swing at me. I think that's how it works. I want to say that's how it works. They're not going to be able to swing at me, but I can swing at them, which means their damage is effectively 0 and my damage continues going. Whereas if I were to cast Fire Cloud on them, it's going to hit them, they're going to take damage, but they're still going to swing at me and potentially kill some of my units. So that I think is an argument for me casting Prison of Fire instead. So far I still like Thaumaturge. Evocation, I also have access to Earth Magic, but not very good Earth Magic. Odds are they'll cast Magma Bolts, which is not ideal. Astral Magic, I can do Stellar Cascades, Astral Gazer, because my Astral Mages they're actually very powerful. I can do Astral Fires. This doesn't do it for me. I don't like this side. And actually even sending my Astral Mages is dangerous because Naba does get Astral 1 Mages. Recruit anywhere. Enchantment. Astral Healing's a key spell for me, so it's anti-magic. But this doesn't win me anything. As you fire, flaming arrows with like the slingers are talked about, which would be good, but it's fine. Heat from Hell would be interesting because although they're going to have a lot of fire magic and they probably want to cast it later themselves, they need to give their units fire resistance. Heat from Hell would immediately win me a war against any of my neighbors. Like if I had that spell right now, I can walk onto Nabot's Cap and probably win. That's still enchantment. Let's see, in Earth, Strength of Giants. I don't need it. I'm probably going to one-shot them anyways. Well, the Giants maybe will take 2 hits. They have good armor. So enchantment's not the way either. In Thaumaturgy, on top of this that I get in fire, let's see, I get Mind Burned, I get Teleport, I get Soul Slay. Well, I'll for fire, I think I only needed what, 4? Yeah, 4. Paralyze is not very. I don't like the spell. It's annoying. And in Earth, I get garbage. Okay. So I think if I fight Naba next with Fascia, Prison of Fire I think is the way to go. If I fight Asphodel, Evocation I think is the way to go because their units are going to have the morale thing. Evocation or again more Conjuration to get Fire Elementals and Will-O-Wisps. Will-O-Wisps will hilariously do good against these guys. They'll take forever to kill because they have very high defense and they're also ethereal. And I don't remember if they have a fire shield, but they have a heat aura. So what might happen is the mannequins will surround him and then fall asleep, and then that's just going to be a big blob of mannequins trying to kill the Will-O-Wisp, but the ones in the front in range cannot. I think so. It'll be 2 turns, and then I can start making fire drakes. And there's an item later. There's an item I can probably craft now. Get a fire mage. There's an item. Huh. I know there's a staff somewhere that I can craft that makes it such that whenever I recruit a drake, I'll get 2 drakes instead. It must be construction 6. It must be construction 6. That's fine. That's a good staff for me later because fire drakes are always going to be good. I think the play is to do the fire drakes because that's 2 turns, and then go up to Thaumaturgy 4 for so that I can research Prison of Fire. And I think that will be if I fight Naba. I think that will be the main spell I cast. At that point, now I need to start looking at my blood magic, and because by that point, by the time I've researched this, I should have some blood economy happening. And I think a key spell, if I were to fight them and use blood slaves in combat, that's not just like summon imps. Agony is kind of good because it makes them run because of the major fear. It hits a big AoE. Infernal Breeding gets me chaff. That's going to get hit by lightning. Because that's what's going to happen if we fight Nabal. There's going to be a lot of lightning falling down on my face. Hellfire is not a terrible spell. It just doesn't hit very hard. It hits in a very wide area. It hits twice. But it doesn't hit fantastically hard. Bloodlust wouldn't do much to me unless I suddenly have a lot of devils. Surprisingly, devils are hard for me to summon because my mages are blood astral. Now, Call Lesser Horror would be good because this I just start shooting this at them. Or it's not Call Lesser Horror, it's a Send. This ritual one, and I just do this on a province. And if I have a scout moving into it after, it can take it. Because Send Lesser Horror will wipe out the province defense, leave the province undefended, and the scout just kind of walks in and says, hey, this is mine now. Overall, blood magic in combat right now against Nabat doesn't do me much. Later on, it will be essential, because I will be using bloodletting to turn off their fog warriors. So I think this is the route for now, and I will consider what to get afterwards. Because for now, with Conjuration, I can already do Phoenix Fire, and then I can do Prison of Fire with my Anathemans. And that'll be pretty good. I might beef up my soldiers. Since he's building these 8-eye elites, they don't have ranged weapons. I can build some of these Abyssian infantry with battle axes, or the ones here with the flails, the double attack, and the bonus against shields. And that'll all be pretty good. And it's just kind of have the back line supporting with either more fire elementals, some thaumaturgy. I think this is the route right here. This is the safest route. This gives me some fire elementals to summon, or some fire drakes that I can start adding. This gives me a combat spell that my mages can actually cast that don't cost me gems. And then this gets me the big fire elementals, which will just wreak havoc. Like this army here, I don't know how many sacreds are in there because they're usually stealthy, and how many thunder it's going to bring, or lightning. But fire elementals would chew through this army because they're ethereal, they have fire shields, they're armor piercing fire attacks. It's crazy. I think this is the safest bet for research in the near future. And then most of my existing construction will be toward this blood hunting. Anyways, so that'll be turn 15. See you next time.